Hey everyone, Danny from DJD Productions. Today I have another LEGO City update for you all. Today it's the 7th episode, which obviously if you guys have seen the last one, you know what sort of thing is happening today. Hopefully today's episode, we can get the entirety of the modular pet shop built and finishing off the park. So let's jump right into it and get started on the park. So what I thought we'd start with is right here. I took out the jumper tile because it was getting a little bit annoying because I thought placing it on there would have worked. But when actually trying to remove this modular next to the other modular I've got it, this giant umbrella piece would actually knock into it when removing it, so it would come out. So I've actually put the umbrella piece itself onto this jumper tile, and I would like to replace it with a plain tile because it does make sense to have two jumper tiles next to each other. Now, obviously, our hot dog vendor, who is clearly a ghost, needs to be served by someone. So that I think leads into the first minifigure I want to add onto this little module. Obviously, I've got the hot dog vendor from the Hinside Polybag, which is a really cool one. Two gardeners and then two citizens at the back. Obviously, these two came in the actual set itself, although I changed one's head out to make it not look the exact same. And they came also in that same set, which is obviously the picnic set. And I think I will have it be this character police officer, who I think would be really cool just to actually have him getting a hot dog, getting angry, as you can tell by his expression, which is the head from Rex Dangervest from the LEGO Movie 2, but not able to, so angry to that he can't see the fact that this is clearly a ghost. Now, obviously, I've kept the gates open because I want to just talk about the fountain. This was quite difficult to try and do, and even now it's not perfect, but I think I'm happy with what I've got. So I started off by wanting a jumper tile like this. It doesn't come in like this type of colour, which is like the translucent colour, so I had to deal with, I think, a blue one. So if you place that on top of that like this, it actually allows that two stream to become one stream, which is one of the things I wanted. And you can see I've got it built by one show you brick by brick. I took one of these superhero stamp pieces, which you can find in sets like the Sanctum Sanctorum, which was used to hold the Infinity Stone in, and put it upside down so you can put that in there. It just creates a little bit there. Now, in terms of dishes, I got a few of these dishes from the Pick a Brick Wall. So if you put that upside down, you could do that like that. Oh, that. Like that. And then a cone piece in a dark color. I didn't have one in the lighter color, so I had to go with that. Place that on there like that. And then finally, last two pieces, the smaller one-by dishes, which you can find on like an Iron Man minifigure, or probably I think the Star Wars Obi-Wan Jedi Starfighter has one of these, like the exhaustion part. So I can put that like on that, and then a superhero piece right here to go on there like that. So yeah, that is the fountain all done. So if I could zoom on that quickly, I think it looks good. Obviously, I wish that was the similar colour. It wasn't like a plain blue. It was a more translucent blue like the rest of it. But unfortunately, LEGO hasn't done it in that colour. They've done this in a translucent blue within the LEGO Minecraft sets, but it wouldn't entirely fit on there, and I'm not changing the entire fountain piece to go around that. But let's go into the last minifigures, because obviously over here we don't have many minifigures decorating the city. So I want to start off with a character that's recently come out, and that is the Animal Conservationist from Series 24, which, if you haven't known, I've been doing a series at the minute unboxing, opening 2 characters at a time. I've done 3 episodes. At the time that this video comes out, either the 3rd episode could have come out. I'm not entirely sure. I need to check when I'm planning on releasing that 3rd episode. But the first one is definitely out at the time of recording this video. And the 2nd episode will probably be out soon, which I think, yeah, this guy was definitely in either the 1st or 2nd episode. I can't remember because I got both at the same time. But yeah, I thought because he's got a really cool character, a little cool koala, and he's got a really cool print and everything, I thought he'd be perfect to actually just add inside the park. So if I just turn the park around like this, open up these gates, I find a perfect spot for him, because obviously he may want to look at the trees, and you can put him right, I think, here, looking at the trees with his little koala, if I just do it like that. And again, that headpiece is just really cool. It was actually Dustin Henderson's from Stranger Things. And then close the gate up like that with him obviously inside. And I'll do the same for the other one because I don't need these gates open anymore. It's a slight annoyance to close, but again, that's how it should be. And last 2 characters are in fact parts, like, so these characters' torsos and this character's head actually came from the Build a Minifigure section within the LEGO store. I actually got a few of these heads because it's obviously character wearing a mask, which is obviously all too common from people who obviously we all lived through 2020. So we understand that one, so I thought that'd be kind of cool to put in the city. Just to put a character there, I think would be really cool. and other characters like a little Boy Scout. So I thought I'd put him just outside the park. I had debated putting him inside the park, but I thought it doesn't really make sense. Now, obviously, there are 3 slots here for minifigures. In fact, the 4th one there. I'm not going to fill up all of them. I like to have a few open studs because it just makes sense. But if you did notice at the beginning of the recording, I moved a trash can, and that was just on the city because I kind of wanted to put one in. So I'm actually going to put this right here because it's out the way. It's in between the 2 gates, and it's at the corner section where people would want to see it. So if people potentially finish their hot dogs or threw away the wrapper of the hot dog, it can go in the bin there. So yeah, that is the park. I think fully completed. Honestly, leave a comment in the comment section down below if you think there's anything else I need to add to this, because at the minute, I can't see anything else I need to fully add to this park modular. I generally think this is 100% completed, which I'm so happy about. So yeah, that's it for the park modular. So I finally finished, Pet Shop, I finished the house set, which is actually only 2 bags, shockingly enough. I'm actually kind of surprised how many bags this set has. It only has 4, which, this is all just bag 1, and then this is all bag 2, which I actually found quite shocking. Now, looking at it itself, burst on 4 sides. These are just extra pieces to put here because I've noticed on the box, you could put the flowers there, but then it doesn't actually give you any, and the instructions made it a little bit difficult to build because all the black parts looked more dark stone grey. So when building, I was a little bit like, oh, that piece doesn't come in dark stone grey, but it comes in black. And then when looking at the box, it was like, oh, okay, so it's clearly meant to be black. On the side's obviously quite plain around the sides. The back's pretty cool with obviously a door there, an entrance cell, which you can't even actually get full access to the cellar, which is unfortunate, but which this mistake was corrected with the bookshop modular, which also came with the townhouse. So obviously you can also, if I lift up the roof, I can easily access it. I can actually lift out the windows right there, which I think is quite cool. So yeah, that is actually the house from the pet shop. So I have now actually finished the pet shop as well, which is the second half of the modular. The light being in the place here instead of the end was a little bit of a shock because I didn't really see it on the box, but I think it works quite well. The lettering for pets works really well. Some nice like bones and a ball for the dog works really cool. The usage of a grey frog, I think, is a cool technique, which is used, I think, once more in the set, I think. I also love the back, which is the side's quite plain, obviously. And obviously you can see the clips here. And then obviously we have the back here, which actually comes with obviously a hairbrush in this like giant bin mold, which I've not really seen much of. And then here we have another regular plain box. A nice door that can open with really nice detailed floors. Right, if we move here, you can see in here we obviously have, in fact, I like the fact that stairs can move to reveal the dog section. And obviously you can see the cat there, nice yellow frog, parrots. I think it's really cool to have just that there. And then the second floor itself, or the first floor, is a little townhouse. So obviously you have a bit of a kitchen area, a fireplace, and just some table and chairs. And then the third floor is just a bedroom with just a bed, which I think is fine, and a light. And obviously you get 2 minifigures here, and obviously a pretty nice roof, a simple but effective roof design. I don't understand why they used the Technic pins there, since they're not really needed in the instructions. They don't show like this anyway, so I think they just use regular 1x1s, if I'm going to be honest. If you have this in the comments, tell me if that's like it on yours, I don't know. But yeah, and the 2 minifigures, just, it's nice to get, I guess. The minifigures are modulars, unless it's the Marvel ones, aren't really the selling point of the set. You're buying the set for the building itself to add to a Lego city or a modular street. So I like that fact. So yeah, that is the pet shop. So the last thing I thought I'd do before placing it in the city is actually just to show you what it looks like together. This is obviously the way they show you on the box. Obviously you can separate it like this. So that's what it looks like that. I don't need to show you the back. Oh, it's knocked over, that one. Good. But then I actually haven't tried like this. What does it look like this? It looks pretty good like that. But honestly, I do prefer it the other way. But I think this works really well. Now, obviously, when I'm placing it in the city, I'm going to take these out now because I don't connect my bodies. Even my bookshop isn't connected with the other part of the bookshop. The house and bookshop itself aren't connected. So I'll do this. I like to do that with all my bodies. So it's just easier for me to just move around. So if I can do that, and then if I need to, once I have like a more like, okay, I want this to be next to each other, like 100%, there's nothing that could really go between it, then maybe I'll start to connect them. But it's just easier for me to not have them connected by the Technic pins, so I can easily pull them out if I need to. So yeah, that's what the pet shop looks like together. So the first thing I want to do before placing any modules up, obviously this is where the park's going to go and this is where it's going to go. But honestly, I am going to move Nelson and Murdoch out now because I am going to need that space for the pet shop. So also move this plate out of the way, and then I'll also move this plate like that, and also just move this across. I think that works really well. Just with there. I'll put that back where it needs to be in a minute because I feel like the pet shop would work really well there, and the park can go right there. So let's place them. So I've got the pet shop, not the pet shop, sorry, the park in my hand. And this is where it obviously got a little bit annoying last time because this umbrella piece was knocking on the boutique hotel. So I thought it'd be easy to do that. So slide that in there like this, place that back where it needs to be. In fact, that probably needs to do that actually. That works pretty well like that. And now, obviously, we've just got the pet shop left. Now, let's look at what that looks like from the front. So if I just move that around like this. I think it works pretty well, obviously, next to the boutique hotel. It's got a nice little, what do you into it? So if I just put that like that. So yeah, I think the city looks pretty good now. So now let's place the pet shop. So something I actually thought of before actually wanting to place the modules is actually moving the house or the bookshop, which I can do quite like this. Because if I move this over here, that actually means then if I can then pick up the pet shop itself, doing this one hand isn't the best idea, but I trust myself. If I then place, because I actually like the pet shop itself put together within the way, if I just do that, great, but I can move that right here just by looking at the back. The two townhouse modulars that Lego have done, right, so if you look at it from the front, like that, I think it works quite well next to each other. And now we'll just pick up the pet shop itself. So if we go around over here, I can then slide that in. Where this went wrong. I can actually now just slide that in like this, which now means that these three 16x32 based modulars all work quite nicely, and it just looks much better, and honestly it looks a lot more complete. And obviously now I've got the new shop right there, which is now further away from the Daily Bugle, which is something I wanted because I didn't want them both right next to each other. So yeah, that is really what I need to say for the actual placement of these modulars. So I did just want to do one last little bit of outro because I didn't record it in the last segment because it would have been a bit awkward. But I wanted to talk about Nelson and Murdoch. Obviously, I've had to remove this from the city, and now you may be wondering, well, where is it in the city? I'm actually out of space in the city now. The only space left is for the pub, which is in between the Palace Cinema and the corner garage, which I want to place it there just to make sense. I can create a bit more space, but it requires me removing one of the corner road plates to create a two 16x32 slots or one 32x32 slot in between the park modular and the boutique hotel. And because I've done work on that corner road base plate, I don't want to do that because I like that actually having a bit of stuff done on the road to liven the city up, which was what I did in update 3, which was quality of life, and that's what I want to do with that base plate. So for now, Nelson Murdoch no longer actually has a place in the city. This actually means that now, because obviously the sides haven't been completed, I can just keep this up here and always on my mind. Like, I can always tinker a bit with it without having to pull it out of the city, putting it back in the city. So yeah, now obviously the pub's not finished and that's got its roof still open, but at least it has all 4 walls finished and it's between 2 modulars. But so when I remove it, it doesn't look awkward. I've kept a 32x32 base plate underneath it, which elevates it a little bit so I can easily pull it out. Obviously the new shop's also not finished, but again, that's got all 4 walls done and a roof on. It's just doing the interior, so that's less impractical to keep on the road, keep practical off the city. So that's why I want to keep it on there. But yeah, I just thought that'd be the last thing I'd mention about the Lego City in of itself. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching this video. I'm not sure when the next update is going to be. I haven't had a chance to work on any of these custom modules like Nelson and Murdoch and the pub and the new shop, so once I actually get more time to work on those particular modulars, hopefully an update will come soon. This update was only made to finish off the park, but I thought that's not enough to do an update. And obviously when I got the pet shop, I was like, this is going to be what that update will be. So I don't know when the next part's going to be, but, you know, hopefully it'll be soon. And yeah, thank you all very much for watching this video. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment down below what module do you want me to work on next. Because honestly, I kind of want to work on a bit more of Nelson and Murdoch. But honestly, knowing how close I am to almost finishing the new shop, which is just doing the interior, meaning I have to sort a few things out for that. Do you guys want me to work on the interior of the new shop so I can start putting that off? But also maybe the roof of the pub, and then after that, potentially the interior. We'll see what happens. So yeah, I'll see you all in another video. Okay guys, goodbye.